What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've posted, so I'm going to keep this quick and short. So, starting off on gold, basically, we see that we are in a very clear uptrend, very clear. Now, what do I think is going to happen? Basically, I have two ideas on gold and for the US dollar because, as we all know, if gold goes up, US dollar goes down, and vice versa. So, um, just simply based off of technicals, I would believe that hey, if we have a break above, retest, we can start looking for potential buys, and same goes for US dollar. Let me take this off. We have a very clear downtrend. We are obviously going in a downtrend. I'm going to wait for a break below, retest, and look for sales to the downside. Now, that's one idea for both gold and the US dollar. Another idea is basically price comes into this area again right here. Let me get rid of this right here. And then we could start seeing some sort of rejection off of this area and start pushing back to the downside. Now, the reason I'm saying that is simply because I do believe that Trump is not trying to make the US dollar fail. So I do believe that within a couple of days, maybe within a couple of weeks, we could see some sort of change of direction on both gold and the US dollar. So I just want to keep that in mind. And with that being said, I mean, there's two types of trades that could happen. We could either have our bread and butter break and retest, start looking for buys to the upside, or we could start looking for areas of rejection off of this area, and then price can start pushing back to the downside. And the same goes for the US dollar. The US dollar, what could also happen is price could come into this area. We could start rejecting this area. Price doesn't know what it wants to do. And then we start to see this. Price starts to come back to the upside. So basically, I'm just being very aware of what could happen to gold and the US dollar. So that's pretty much it for gold and US dollar. So let's go into our Forex pairs. USD CAD, it's really simple. Basically, we've had this area of rejection. Price started to have a very strong push to the upside. And now, what are we doing? We are waiting for a break below, retest, and then we'll start looking for shorts to the downside. Now, these two black lines are potential areas of take profits. And it's really, really, really simple. We just look left, and what do we see? Let me mark this up. What do we see? We see price has rejected, 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 zoom out, rejected, rejected. So this does look like a very good level where we could start looking for potential take profits. Now, if we want to be a little bit more riskier, we want to hold the trade a little bit longer, then this could also be an area where we could hold that trade simply because we've had rejection off of this area. Take a look left. It's not that clean, but we do have some sort of rejection. We have rejection off of this area as well, right here, right here. But yeah, so it's pretty much the idea. So going to British pound against the Canadian dollar. This is a weekly time frame trade. So I actually marked this up based on the weekly time frame. Sorry, my mouse is kind of messed up. I need to get a new one. Basically, on the weekly time frame, it looks very, very clean. Right here, we see that prices had trouble breaking above. Right here, 1, 2, 3, finally broke above. We came back, we retested. This would have been an amazing, amazing, amazing trade to take. Very clean, very simple. It's what we're looking for, a clear break, retest, and then look to the upside. Now, this is all we're going to do. Now that let's say we missed this trade, right? All right, what do we do now? All we're going to wait for is another clear break, retest off of this area of interest right here, and then we'll start looking for potential buys to the upside. Same thing with the black lines. Those are just areas of interest. where we can start looking for take profits. And what do we see right here? Right here we see price has had some sort of reaction off of this area. Price has had some reaction off of this area right here, right here, right here. It's not the cleanest, but it is uh, the most recent type of movement and reaction we've had from this area. So that's where I would mark off my potential take profits. And if we actually take a look on the daily, so right here we see that wick into that area, the first black line. Let's go to the daily time frame. Again with the wick, 4-hour time frame. Right here is where we see that price actually pushed a little bit closer on that 4-hour time frame with that body. So I kind of do like this area of interest for a potential take profit. It is kind of close to where we would potentially take our buy, but I mean, we're just waiting for that. We're waiting to see what happens, and that's pretty much it. But again, price could still reject off of this area and start pushing back to the downside. We don't know what's going to happen, but we are going to be aware of what could possibly happen, and we'll be ready to take that trade if that does happen. So going down to GBP USD, very, very clean, very clear. I really like this trade. Going to the daily time frame, right here we see obviously we've had a very strong push to the upside. We've had a very clear break. All we're gonna wait for now is a retest off of this area. And what do we see off of this area? We see rejection, and from 2024 in September, we've had rejection off this area. So we finally broke above this area. We could wait for a break. We already did the break, so all we're gonna wait for is a retest off of this area. If we could start seeing rejection off that area, we can start looking for potential buys to the upside. And that's pretty much it. It's really simple. Euro GBP. Again, it's pretty simple. We see price has been going on a downtrend. Right here, just gonna wait for a little break below, retest, and then we'll start to look for TPs at this area of interest, because obviously we see that once price entered this area, we've had a very, very, very strong reaction to the upside. So we do want to keep that in mind, that this area could have very strong moves. And that's pretty much it. It was really simple. I don't have that many trades for this week. Only got about 4. And I mean, maybe honestly, I'm probably only looking forward to British pound against the US dollar. This is what I think could possibly be a winning trade. But we also have these other trades right here, So we're just going to wait for that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and pretty much it. Thank you for watching.